Hi guys, this is Michael from the Boardgames Chronicle. Today I'm bringing to you a selection of titles from the Multiman Publishing, some of their most famous series, and I think very good titles in those series. I will be talking about the storage solutions for them. It will be storage solutions for the Standard Combat series, for the Operational Combat series, as well as for the Battalion Combat series, on the example of Days of Days, Haze of Courage, Panzer Last Stand, and Korea, the Forgotten War. I will be showing, of course, the custom-made solutions for those boxes, but believe me, they can be used also for other Multiman publishing games. I will be telling you how to actually evaluate. It will be based on the number of counter sheets and then what solution you need for that number of counter sheets. Okay, all the solutions which I'm presenting today are based on Cube4Me products, all the trays for the counters and also the trays for the cards. You can find the link below, down below this material with the details how to get them. The key concept is that you can close fully the box when you are using those solutions. This is first thing. A second thing, it should allow you, of course, for a nice storage and nice sorting of the counters. As you know, MMP games are usually very counter intensive, from low counter intensity, like in the Haze of Courage, it's like one counter sheet, to, for example, Day of Days, where you have 8 counter of sheets. So we'll be looking at both extremes. Without further ado, I will jump now to the first game. So it will be Haze of Courage. Let me just put aside the other boxes and let us have a look here. By the way, Haze of Courage tells a very interesting story about the Battle for the Golden Heights in October 1973. If you have not played it yet, I strongly recommend. And if you hesitate where to start, because we heard that those MMP games are daunting from the number of counters and so on, you should start here. Really nice game for the start. What kind of solution do we have here for storing the things? Yeah, these are the dice. We actually have only one small, shallow, large, shallow tray. This is the tray 4-on-5, so 20. And we also have in the box, of course, the map, the rules for the series and for the game itself, and it's all nicely packed. If you look at how much space we take, there's still plenty of space here. And what do we have here? As you can see, I had time to nicely counter clip all of the tokens and already play this game. So let me open it. You know, for Cube4Me, trays have this special, let's say, not rounded edge here. These are the rounded ones. Yeah. So this not rounded, you just put your finger here and open. Oh, sorry, I did it too heavily. Kidak. So how did I sort them? You can sort in the two ways. You can sort them according to the setup and the reinforcement schedule, or you can sort them simply via type. I did via type, so you can see the Syrian divisions here. Yeah, each and every division has one compartment. You have Iraq divisions here. Morocco and Jordan are here. So essentially, these are the Syrian forces. And here we have Israeli. They are divided. Here we have all those battalions of tanks. I'm actually using the stickers, which you can also get from Cube4Me, and sort them with the letters here. Here we have those small detachments. Here we have the HQs, Zvika and HQs. Here we have infantry. Here are the strong points. On top of this, we have some additional markers, and of course, out of supply. All in all, this set, so one counter tray, 4-on-5, shallow, allows you to store easily one counter sheet. So Heights of Courage is one counter sheet. It's 280 counters, which is the standard number of counters in MMP games. And as you can see, you can really reasonably nicely sort them and then pack them once the game is finished. There's plenty of space in the box to store even more. And this closes very sturdily, so it's really hard to get anything out of this accidentally. So this is good. I would say I really like this about those trays. So this was the Heights of Courage, the storage solution for the probably smallest of games I have from MMP. One counter sheet, 280 counters, one tray. Sorry. Now let us jump to the next game. And the next game will be Korea, the Forgotten War. Again, this is a small box, and as you can see, the storage solution allows us to close it fully. What we have inside? A little more, because Korea, the Forgotten War, let me check my notes, it has two counter sheets, so in total 560 counters. And not surprisingly, what we are using two shallow trays, 4 and 5 compartments here. The division which I did, sorry, I should put those guys inside. Yep, they are here. So the division which I did is, this is the part with all those additional markers. So let me open just as I was showing to you here. We just put it like this and open them. So you have all the markers used for the game: supply, auto supply, drain busting, exhausted, low ammo, all of this what you need, and of course also replacement part here. This is packed pretty nicely. Probably once this is clipped, it would even take less space. For now, it's taking just space in one of those. And the second part are the forces itself. So whom do we have here? Of course, we have Koreans, South and North. Here are the South Koreans. Here you have the Chinese also, the North Koreans, you have the Americans, of course, some additional countries for the airplane, for the airfields and the air power. These are these additional auxiliary counters. I already started to clip them. You can see the year is clipped, the VPs for Korea are clipped. I will be the United Nations is clipped. I will be continuing with clipping because this will be probably the next out of those 4 games which I'm showing to you, which I will bring to the table. Also because, let's be honest, it's very easy to play the scenarios here. There are some smaller scenarios which allow you to digest the game pretty nicely. I will not maybe fully unpacking, enough to say that we have the series rules, we have the game rules, much thicker than the standard combat rules, and then we have, of course, the maps. I think there are 3 maps, and also some additional stuff. As I said, the nice thing is that the full scenario is of course large, but we have a lot of smaller scenarios which you can play. And again, let's check how does it look like when we pack everything inside. We should still have plenty of space. Yep, just enough to close, like 3 millimeters, and you have some additional spare area here. So this really nicely fits the box. So, yep, that was Korea, the Forgotten War, the storage solution by Cube for me. And this storage solution is universal for all MMP games, which has 2 counter sheets and 560 counters. So just remember about it. The next game which I will bring will be our Battalion combat series, Panzer Last Stand, so the battle for Budapest in 1945. A really counter-intense game, and also one of the newest. It has the 3-inch box, I believe, yeah. The Korea and the Golans had 2-inch each. Now, here we will have many more counter trays because, checking my notes, Panzer Last Stand has 6 counter sheets with 1,680 tokens. So just to remember, 6 counter sheets. How I divide it? First of all, I'm using those stickers. They are also helping me a lot. And I have 2 counters, 2 trays for the Germans. I have 2 trays for the Russians. You can see these are the shallow ones, and here also are the shallow ones. And I have 1 deep counter tray for actually the additional tokens. So all those which count, objectives, which count, where we have the ammunition, prepared defenses. All this additional stuff is here. I think this is nicely packed. I would need to again clip it, and once it's clipped, it of course occupies much less space. But 1 deep tray is perfect to keep all those auxiliary stuff. Now let me show you the Germans, how they are stored. So in essence, I was able to put all of them per division on divisional level. You can see, yeah, SS divisions. You can see also some Festung divisions, so let's say fortress division, and some infantry divisions. Not clipped yet, but of course it will be. I could not live without counters not clipped. Yeah. So here we would have 23rd Panzer Division, 46 infantry, all of them nicely sorted. So whenever you need a division, you can get it out and put on the table. You can use, and I will be showing you in the next game, you can use those stickers also inside, or on top of this, just to remember where each division goes. That's also pretty helpful stuff. Now, the USSR, they are grouped, I believe, by armies. Yeah, they didn't have divisions. Yeah, sorry. This is very sturdy box, so not so easy to open, but it's good. It's very good for transportation now. Yeah, we have them grouped via armies, or sometimes also divisions, like 4th Guard Division, and Corps. You have Corps, you have Airborne Division. So yeah, also nicely sorted. And the last tray, the second tray for Germans, for Russians, of course, for Soviets. Let's be precise, as other of their forces. Here are the Romanians, okay. They turned the side, of course, at the end of the war, and now they're allies to the Russians. You have some additional stuff here. Yep. Just a reminder, 6 counter trays, 1,680 counters, and all of this in 4 shallow 4-on-5 trays, and 1 deep for all those auxiliary content and counters. Fits nicely, exactly. The lid closes also nicely. Let's see. Yep, it's like 1 millimeter lift, which is nothing in this case. Very nice storage solution from Cube for me for the Panzer Last Stand. Let's move to the largest game from this selection, which I'm presenting to you. Day of Days. The largest game as far as the number of counters is concerned, however, not the most difficult from the rules perspective, because this is again standard combat series. Yeah. Standard combat series, which is much easier than operational combat series, or even the battalion combat series. Let me check my notes. We have 8 counter trays here, which is 2,240 tokens. 2,240, a lot, simply a lot. And as you can see, I use slightly different approach here. This is again a 3-inch box. First of all, for some of the tokens which are used to mark the status of the units, I simply used this card tray. And then I will be using, I believe, 1, 2, 3 deep. This time I'm using 3 deep trays to have everything in place, and they are divided per division. So these are German SS divisions. This is the airborne Fallschirmjäger. Here's Lehr, 1st Panzer, 2nd Panzer. So they are divided by divisions. And because I have a deep tray, I can put more. And yeah, those divisions are pretty detailed. So it's actually, in the shallow one, I would probably not be able to keep them like I'm able here. These are also the forts. Yeah. So I still need to counter clip them. Yes, I know, but the time will come. And this is over 2,000 tokens in total. The second counter tray is for the Americans. So US, 1st, 2nd, 4th, 9th, and so on, 102. As you can see, all nicely packed, and it's really hard to show, but maybe you can see that, yeah, they are packed, maybe not up to the brim, but yeah, pretty nice. Still to be clipped. And the third tray would be, I believe, British, yeah, UK. You have British forces here, and some airborne forces, some additional markers. You have, of course, the dice here, and also the landing zone. So all this sorted nicely, so you can have an easier access to this. And as I told you, here is those additional tokens to mark the status of units. As you can see in the standard combat series, you don't have too many auxiliary counters to track the ammunition, to track the status. It's mainly the supply part and some additional smaller, but not too many. These are mainly the forces. And when we put all of them here, plus this additional one here, it's pretty nicely packed. And when we close it, it closes without any problems. So that was the solution for Day of Days, the invasion of Normandy, and actually that concludes my whole material. I showed to you guys today the example of stored solutions based on the cube for me for 4 games, but as I said, these are the pretty standard sets if you have other games from the Multiman publishing. This is a standard set which you will be using for smaller games with 1 counter sheet, so 280 counters. This will be used for the slightly larger games with 2 counter sheets and 560 counters. Here we have a really large games already with 6 counter sheets and 1,680 counters. And this is a good solution when you have really large counter intense games. So this is with 8 counter sheets and 2,240 counters. Hopefully you like it. Hopefully you find it useful. I've already put most of my collection into cube form mid-range. It really suits me and really makes games much better sorted, but also much more safer in transportation. These are very sturdy devices. If you liked this video, kindly please give thumbs up. If you'd like to see more content from my channel, kindly please subscribe. Every subscription for such a small content creator counts. And of course, should you have any questions, should you have any comments, or would you like to add your opinion, please use the comment section below this video. That's everything for today, and I will be back with more exciting materials soon. Thank you. Bye.